A disappointing afternoon for AFC Telford United. They've lost 2-0 at Bootham Crescent to York City this afternoon. And I have manager Gavin Cowan with me. Gavin, case of so near but so far there. 80 minutes gone and it's 0-0, and then a couple of heartbreakers late on.
Yeah, just, I'm gutted for the players. I thought their attitude and their application was first class today. I thought they played out the game strategy really well. But again, we're talking about fine margins, and in the grand scheme of things, we're not even on the same level as York City. But I think we proved today that as players that we more than matched them. It was just right at the end there. I think over the course of the game we had more chances. We were just saying on the stats there. So yeah, the lads played it brilliantly. Disappointed not to come away with at least something, because I felt like we deserved it.
Sure. I mean that commitment that we spoke about, it was evident that was there. The plan to start, to come here was it to come and frustrate? And
no, not at all. I thought actually we really built on a performance from Brackley, where again I felt like we deserved something. I think today we were a lot better at lending a pass when the ball turned over and we gained possession. I felt like then the ball forward was with a lot more quality. And actually, like I say, you talk about the games in terms of chances. I think we've had more. We certainly went in at half time with more chances. So look, I think it's important you don't get it twisted that when you are hard to beat, sometimes when the opposition have got the ball, that's where we felt they were most vulnerable. They're a very hard-working team out of possession, they're very honest. And actually I felt as though when they were in possession they were vulnerable, so we allowed them to have the ball. But again, you can get sucked into thinking, they've had all this possession. Look, I thought we were great at retaining the ball in their half. I thought we moved it really well. I think we played through Ellis really well. We got our play-arounds in really well. Just looking at the stats there, it's really good. But look, it's just those fine moments. Theo's header, Shane's header, Brendan goes through. I think there's another one that eludes. I think another couple that eludes me. But look, on the whole, you feel like you've played it to a T, and this is how you've set up. We were a lot better today at not inviting the opposition. And on the whole, listen, we lose, so I'm not happy, of course. But when you talk about players' attitude and application and working hard, and the travelling supporters who were just magnificent, by the way, give them something to come and look forward to. And actually, it's a sign when they're clapping the players off that they realise they've put in a shift. But look, we come away today and we've lost the game. So no excuses. Obviously, they're just switching off at key moments, and again, those fine decision-making moments just eluded us today.
Sure. I mean, it's good that you've run them close. What makes the difference in games like that? What is it? Just that bit of quality that you're saying?
There's so much you could talk about. I just feel like today was decision making. I just felt a couple of times, at the key moments, it's just decision making, and I felt they were very good at that. And I think ultimately that's what, in this league, that's what buys the better players that make the better decisions. And not for the whole game. I didn't feel like we were miles off them the whole game. I just at those key moments, the second goal is we're pushing on, aren't we? And we're trying to get that equaliser, and they open us up. And again, poor decision from Yates to come off the box. Does anyone closing down, and he managed to chip it in. But we're pushing for the draw by then, and disappointing. But it just comes down to a bit of decision making today, and that's what finances and resources bring you. But no disrespect to our players. I thought they were excellent today for the most part. And what we've just got to do now is, and what I'm going to work on in the week, is I do get a lot of managers say that we're in a false position and that you're such a good side and all of that, and that's lovely, but I'd rather be an ugly rubbish side and be higher up the table. So we have to just focus on switching mentality to being winners. I think this week we've got a big game next week, and it's important that we focus on being winners. When the ball goes into the box, there shouldn't be much hope. It should be more about believing that the ball's going to go in the net and that you can keep the ball out of the net. And they're the things that gain you promotion, the mentality more than anything. So that's what I'll be speaking to the players about this week.
I mean, the last two fixtures, admittedly, Brackley and York, we acknowledge they're teams that are in the promotion hunt, aren't they? So they're difficult sides. Moving forward, you've got Blythe next week. They're not easy fixtures, though, are they? I mean, Blythe are down at the bottom and they need the points, and nobody should be lulled into that false sense of security, should they?
Absolutely, and that's this league, And all I'm conscious of is the fact, if the last 6 games, if we can put the attitude and the application in, like next week, like we have done for those last 6 games, I feel much more relaxed and confident going into games, you know, and that's credit to the players. But we have got to start turning in results now. Again, you know, that's two losses now, so you know we need to get a win under our belts and be focused on that. And again, it just comes down to mentality somewhat. Again, I can't knock the players, their attitude and application today, and it grates me really when you say that, you know, we almost accept that playing against York and Brackley, that, you know, we're going to be the underdogs, and you know, I don't really see it like that. But just where we are at the moment, I accept that, you know, it's just not happening for us. But you know, all we can do is just continue to work hard, get our heads down, stick together, and try and get on another run like we did probably last week. We were coming on the back end of a run, so. Look, again, really pleased with the players. I'm not happy, no, because we've lost, but ultimately the performance was there, and it's fine margins again.
Okay, that's great, Gavin. Thanks very much for your time. Cheers, thank you.